Okay, I think we will start with 2 videos in the morning for warm-up. I have some special videos. One is the CP1049. Yeah, it's the machine which we have outside. It's a machine where we crash or where we crashed empty bottles. Yeah, bottles which are not be refillable. And then we compact them with KP88. And the next one is, look there, where's English? Where's my video? One video. There it is. So there's a crusher and baler behind, yeah? It's the same machine we have here in your warehouse in the other color, yeah? You see the same display, but a new one. And you have also a lot of material in this spin there. You can also test the machine. Not enough. Okay, it takes long if you have finished the bale, yeah. But you have also empty bottles here. Yeah. You see, they work the crusher. They don't shred the bottles. They only flatten them, yeah. Yep. And you see here only a little bit rest fluid. The bottles normally are empty, but some bottles have a little bit rest fluid inside, yeah. So here open the tape brake, yeah. And now we have to open the door, the flap, and take the needle for catch the wire, the tape from the bottom side, yeah? The same principle as I told you yesterday by the other machine in the other showroom. So you have a volume reduction of 90%, yeah, and a bale weight of approx 100 kilograms. I think it's possible to take some of the spins when they are full. Yeah, I think 5 or 7 from this bins give 1 bale only. Yeah, so you can imagine how we can reduce the volume. Yeah, I'm not sure what you make with the plastic sack with bottles. You give them to the waste company or normally? Yeah. Okay, you bring them out of the door and the recycling company collect them. Yeah, okay. So you haven't compact them. Okay, this was the GP1049. Yeah, so it's a combination with the KP88 and the normal PET or PET or what's the short name for this kind of plastic bottles here? We said PET, and what's the short name here? You have a short name for what is the bottles? No.
Just bottles.
Only plastic bottles. Okay, not PET or PET are small animals. I learned it, yeah. All animals, dogs and cats, all called PET, yeah? Okay, okay. No, we don't want to shred them. We don't shred them. Okay, so I will give you in the next new presentation more details to the KP88. Yeah, yesterday we did some things. I show you how we can create a bale ready signal, for example. And I will give you today more detailed information to this machine. And this machine, you know now, it's the same machine when you have combined them with a FA500, or we can combine them with a it's SA1049. This is the PT crusher. Yeah? So we have two possibilities to combine this machine. And we have also this machine as a standalone baler. So it's called AK807. So the machine can also work by themselves with filling by hand or filling with a small conveyor belt, for example. Okay. And the next one which you have is Fluid X. Where's Fluid X? There's Fluid X. Fluid X is a machine. You have only an animation film. Yeah, for emptying wrong filled bottles. So we bring in full bottles, and we have a look on the video first.
That splash screen.
Yeah. So you need also a plastic curtain because there can come out material when we crush them, or fluid also. Yeah. And you see there's a 4-wheel or 4 axle unit to only catching the bottles, and the next one perforate the bottles. Yeah. And then in the screw we press out the bottles, and the fluid come out on the bottom side, and empty bottles come here out in a container. But these bottles are not compacted very, very good. Yeah? Normally you can bring it in a other press for make better bales, for example. Yeah? It's only a machine for emptying wrong filled bottles. Yeah? And when you are in a factory where they fill up fluid, water or juice in some plastic bottles, sometimes they have wrong labels on the bottles. Yeah, the labels are on the wrong side, yeah, turned, or something else, or not exactly in the middle of the bottle. Yeah, then they have to crash them, and they are not able to sell these products. Yeah, okay, and for this we have the machine. Okay, we have some additional videos. I think we saw the V-Press video yesterday before. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, you see here some special videos. V-Press, for example, here V-Press Max version. I will look if the video is also interesting for you. It's 1160. This is a machine with a hydraulic door lock system, yeah. First you have to insert the wire. Yeah. You have to fix the wire on the bottom side, yeah, and make sure that the wire is also in the labyrinth lines on the bottom. Yeah. Then you bring in the insertion needles so the wire is fixed in the press plate. Function who can only be used by 2-hand operation. Yeah. So you see here by the V1160 we have a huge press chamber, so we can bring in huge forms of carbon. Yeah. already. By the old panel or new panel, you can see displayed it in the display. Yeah. Then you bring out the needles, take them on side, and you have to pull the wire. So we have also the red disc, you know the red disc, it's easier in the old machine you have the red disc and you can pull the wire with one hand and it's easier for pull them. And then here we connect also the bale injector, don't forget it. And now we lift out the bale. By this normal version we have the bale injector with a belt, you see the belt all by this machine. And by our special versions, for example by the 860P or 860S, we have an injector with a metal chain. Yeah. Because we have very sharp material, like hard plastic for example, and it would destroy the belt, yeah, and so we have change. We strap the bale with tape, yeah. Don't forget to close the tape brake when you start with pressing. Otherwise you have a lot of tape loops in the material and then you can pull the tape and you don't get a real strapping. Yeah. Okay, there are more videos, but the videos you haven't on your stick. Because the stick was too small, we have only 1 gigabyte and videos need more capacity. But you will find all the videos on the YouTube channel. I'm not sure, it's also the American YouTube channel or you haven't. But you can also access to the YouTube channel Germany, yeah, DE. Yeah? And on the YouTube channel DE you will find also in German and in English language, you find on a special part. It's called YouTube channel HSM or special HSM channel in YouTube. You will find all these videos. Yeah? When we have time, we can test if we have access from America to the German YouTube channel. I'm not sure. Otherwise, we can call Jeff. He's a specialist here. Okay. So we will start with one new presentation. And this presentation you have on your stick also. I will give you a presentation of the KP88, which you saw yesterday in your showroom, in your office showroom. Okay, here you see the two combinations. We have the SP88, yeah. We have the SP4988. That's what you have in your showroom, but this is the old one. We are not deliver them any longer, so we cancel this kind of product. FA409T is cancelled in the range with only 400.2 or 500.3. And the combination, the new combination is SP5088. Yeah, so we have the 500.3 and the KP8. And also we have the combination CP4988. Yeah, this is what we have outside and what we saw in the video once before. Yeah, so the principle is the same. I told you yesterday is a little bit different in the length of the channel, because the channel is important for break the material so that the material don't move during the pressing process, and the PET material slide a little bit more, and so we need more material, so a longer channel for break the material that it is stopped there. Yeah. Okay, and then the other version is the SP50-100, but we don't make this combination any longer also. Yeah? The VK10 was the old combination press, and now we only combine the machine with the KP88. Yeah?
Yeah, we had the KP100 here for a while.
Yeah,
and
also.
We returned it because they didn't sell it.
Because it was too expensive or too big or
Very, too much expensive.
too much expensive. Okay. It's a machine, the 100 is different between 88 and 100. The 88 is a manual strapping machine, yeah? And the 100 is the first KP or VK called with an automatic strapping process, and so it's a little bit more expensive, yeah, for such combinations, yeah. And that is we combine them, the KP or the VK 100, we combine them now with, for example, with a duo shredder or with a 3 shredder, yeah. So we have a bigger machine on top and more material, and then it makes sense that we have an machine with an automatic strapping system. By a FA 500, I think it's okay when a guy have to interrupt its work for make the strapping process. And when you are trained in the strapping, you need only a few minutes. Yeah, I think 2 minutes you are ready then. Yeah, it goes very quick. Yeah. So here some drawings and some measurements if you need them. This is also the sampling. There are the screws, 6 screws. They are missing on our machine here. We have to deliver them. Okay, and here are some technical data for this machine. Yeah, I think you can. These are only also the German or the European version with 400 voltage. You have the other motor with 208 voltage here, 28. Okay, here some details, and here you see the press unit. You see here from the bird view, when we open the strapping flap, yeah, then you see the press ram in bale ready position, in the foremost position, and these are the slots which we have to go in with the inserting needle and catch the tape from the bottom side. Yeah, so we are only able to strap the bale when the press ram is in foremost position. Yeah, that's very important. You see here the cutting device, and on other picture we will see that on the press ram is the counter knife. Yeah, we have 2 knives, and the knives cut the material. And the material under the knife is compressed, or the material over the knife is in the on the top of the machine, and when the press ram goes backwards, the material fall in the press chamber again. Yeah. You see here the front stripper. The front stripper is very important. There is, it makes that the bottom rails are clean. Yeah, because on the bottom rails the rollers goes over the bottom rails, and when you have material on the bottom rails, the rollers would compact the material on the rails. Yeah, and this stripper is movable, and it's every time in contact to the rails. And when you go forward, they script up the material on the rail so that we can be sure that no material is under the roller. Yeah? Here you see the knife and also the counter knife from the press ram, and you should make sure that the distance between the knives is not more than 1.5 millimeters. The smaller the distance, you can better cut the material. Yeah? Also by a swirl, when a swirl is too wide, then you can swirl paper with them, yeah?
What are the knives used to cut?
The knives?
Yeah, because it comes in shredded, so what are the knives used for?
The knife cut off the material. When you have a lot of material, we will see a little bit later, then the knife cut off the material. Yeah, normally we have only shred material, you don't have to cut so much thing. But you can also have other materials inside, yeah? Okay. So, and then you have to cut off the material which is between the press part under the level and over the level.
So
yeah?
it just makes it so that as it comes out, it's a uniform style bale.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Here you have a view in the press ram from backside. You see here the bottom rollers. This one. Yeah. And you see also here the railways. Yeah. And so you see that the bottom rollers are directly on the railways, and so it has to be make sure that the railways is clean and no material is lying on the railways. Then we have the top roller here, the support roller. The support roller are directly under this top rail. It's rail, yeah? You can say rail, yeah? Okay, top rail. And it makes sure that the press ram don't move upwards. When you are press the material, normally the press ram would go upwards, yeah? And with this roller we make sure that the press ram is fixed in this position here on the bottom side and also on the top side, and so we can be sure that your distance of 1.5 millimeter is also only 1.5 millimeter. And then you have space between the roller and the top rail. Then it's possible that the press ram lifts a little bit, and when it lifts more than 1.5 millimeter, then you have a crash by the knives. It makes no fun. When you crash the knives by 8 tons, totally crash the knife, you can imagine what happens then, yeah? Yeah. Okay, and then we have also the guide pins on the side, yeah? The guide pins make sure that the press ram don't move left or right hand side, yeah? So it's very important that the press ram is very fixed in the press channel. Every movement of the press ram goes also on the cylinder. Yeah? And when the press ram is moving, you know, here we have a fixed contact point with a dowel pin. So the cylinder is fixed in the press ram. When the press ram moves, the cylinder also moves. Yeah? And all the pressure goes on the cylinder piston head inside. And then we damage the seal, or we damage also the cylinder tube. Yeah? And then we don't have to, it's not necessary to change the seals, because then we have also a damaged tube, and then we can replace a complete cylinder. So it's very important that when you make maintenance on site, that you test all the points, that you test the roller on top, you can adjust them, that you have directly contact, not too much, only contact, that the press ram can lift up. And you also have to check the guide pins on site. There are pins where normally have a wearing process, yeah, and though you can refix them, yeah. You see the bolts, you can turn them out, and so we can refix them and replace them. Otherwise, you have to complete replace them when they have too much wearing. Yeah, they're not so expensive. Okay. And here on the top, you see the knives. Yeah, the knives are more single parts because we have to go through the press ram, and here is also open space in front because the tape have to go out when the press ram go backwards. When we have strapped the bale, and then the tape have to go outwards when the press ram goes in the start position again. So we have more single parts, and here is also a part who have a wear process, yeah, and so you have to control if they're sharp enough, and when they're not sharp enough, then you have also replaced them. Yeah? Here are the bottom rail strippers. Yeah, you see normally they are closed. On the first picture, you saw the open version. You saw some springs internal, and so the internal part is movable. And here's only one point where you can press in some grease. Yeah. And then you can see if it's moved and it's the rail clear, then you have to open it. Yeah, you only have to grease it from outside. Okay. Here on this side, you see this is the position where the tape is running. Yeah. Yes, you have also control the fastening, that's bolts, yeah, that is to connect from the press cylinder, yeah, and you have to control all these screws during the maintenance that are fixed, because when they are open you have also movement in the position of the cylinder, and then you can also damage the cylinder very, very fast, yeah. That is important that you here you see this is the complete basic where the cylinder is fixed. Yeah, you see here adjustment screw, and though we have to adjust the cylinder exactly parallel to the press ram. Yeah, and therefore it's very necessary that these screws are very fastened with a high torque. Yeah. Here we have a drawer, waste drawer. You saw it also on the old machine. So because we have open bottom for the tape, yeah, and so some material come out every time in this waste drawer, and so you have clean or not used, or the operator have to clean this waste drawer several times in a week. Yeah, depend on the material. And by the old one, you see the drawer without switch. And also by your machine here, we have the switch on the drawer. And because the part under the machine, where the drawer is inside, is open. And some stupid operator can move the hand inside. And then he can cut off the fingers or more. Yeah? And so by new version, we have to support the drawer with a switch. So the machine can only work when the drawer is in place. But the old one, you can put it out and can work. But with the new one, you have a switch on the drawer, and when you have closed the drawer, only then the machine is working. The display, we operate them yesterday. Yeah, you know, there are the two buttons, plus and minus. Press them for 3 seconds, and then you came in the next menu step, and then you can choose what kind of options you want to replace. And then every time you have acknowledge with the two buttons by pressing them simultaneous for 3 seconds. Yeah. By the shredder, we have this new button. You know this button from the Securio machine, so it's the same. And when you want to operate the machine, first you have to bring the press in the automatic mode, and then you can start the machine with this button. But you should remember, under the table of the FA500 is an additional main switch. Yeah? And sometimes customer called us and say, okay, I'm in the automatic mode by the press, and I will start the machine, but nothing happened. Yeah? And then you say, okay, look under the table, and there's this additional main switch on, and then the machine works. Yeah?
Are they going to change that? Because what they did on the old 500 too, they took the switch off.
Yeah.
And you covered it up, and everything was controlled by one switch on the baler.
Okay. Now here is also that you have to bring the baler in the automatic mode.
Yeah.
Switch on the main switch of the FA500. By new machine, we see the switch a little bit later. We go on the machine here, and then you can operate the machine with this normal button from the security line. Yeah. So this here is the shipping situation. We shipped the machine with an empty channel, and you know the machine is only able to work when you have material in the channel. Yeah? When you have an empty channel, you only move the material out of the channel without compressing. Yeah? And so we have to start with such wooden cross, yeah? Because the wooden cross is directly under the hydraulic unit, and we press the wooden cross by extended the cylinder, and so we bring down the top of the channel and bring in the side walls. And so the wooden cross is jammed in the channel. And then we can start pressing material against this wooden cross. And so we fill up the channel. Yeah? And when we have enough material behind the wooden cross and make the next stroke, then the wooden cross start moving outwards exactly. Yeah? And behind the wooden cross came the first bale. Yeah? And so it's necessary when you have to install the machine that you have enough material on site for fill up the channel. Yeah? Otherwise, your customer have to do it by itself, and I'm not sure if he can do it. Yeah? So you have to inform your customer when you want to install the machine that he makes sure that he have enough material on site. Yeah? Otherwise.
And sometimes it gets exciting because it makes a lot of noise pressing that cross out.
Yeah, yeah. By the wooden cross, yeah, of course. By the big VK press, we have an iron frame, yeah, and it's also a little bit risky because there's a lot of pressure of this frame, and once time the frame comes puff out of the and so but the big balers, the big VK baler, we every time deliver them with a complete full channel, not with the iron frame. We complete pressed in the material or the VK, and then we deliver the machine with approx 2 tons material. Once again, yeah. But I'm not sure if we are able to deliver in every country this kind of material. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes we want to reduce, or we have to reduce the transport weight, and then we emptying the channel, and we put in the iron frame, and then the customer or the technician on site have to start to press in. Yeah. And it needs a lot of time to press in because the first bales are not in a very good condition, and the next bale and next bale, every bale get better then. Yeah? And so we need, I think, more than 3-4 bales before you have a very good compacted press channel. Yeah?
Is there a way of, one of the customers asked, why can't you strap the first, from start with strap in there the first time? Because there's nothing to support it.
The customer?
The customer was asking,
Yeah.
why can't you just run the straps up and then the first bale, instead of just being loose trash, which you'll recycle back into the hopper,
Mm-hmm.
he was asking, why can't you just put a piece of cardboard there or something like that?
That's easy. I'm not sure exactly. I know only that we have also to test the machine in our factory. Yeah. So every machine is complete tested. Yeah. And the best way to test the machine is to make bales with the machine. Yeah. And so we have a lot of material from very close located waste company, and so we get a lot of material from them. Yeah. And then we only test the machine, produce bales and so on, and so we deliver the most machines with a full channel. With a full channel, yeah. Some machines we deliver without channel because I told you a ton of material have also a value of approx 80 euro. And when we deliver a machine with 2 tons material inside the channel, then we have also approx 150 euro. It's a giveaway, yeah. So we can also say, okay, we deliver with empty channels, and so we have low costs, yeah. But we do it in this case, okay. But by other machines, for example, by Lidl machines where we have a counter plate, it makes no sense to have a bale inside, for example, then the machine is empty. And by these small machines also, yeah. So we will deliver the machines with a wooden gross, and the customer and the tech on site have to press in the channel. Yeah. I think it's not the problem, but it needs time. Yeah. And so you have to make sure that you have enough material, because when you start with press in the channel, and then the customer said, okay, material is empty, then you stay there and you can finish your work. Yeah. It's okay. This is the Mini. We operate them yesterday. I think it's clear for you. And also the system here, you see Mini service only for HSM. Yeah. And now you are specialized, you know how is the possibility to come in. But I recommend that you don't touch the settings here. That makes no sense, no? Okay. Because all the other values, for example, language and so on, you can change them without coming in the system. Yeah. Electric control reset, you see here. When the electronic hang on, sometimes we have the problem that our guys from outside call and say, okay, the electronic it make no sense what they can read on the display. And then our guys say, okay, we make first a reset before we decided to change the complete electronic. And here you see main switch off, press 3 buttons here, and then main switch on, release the soft keys, main switch off, main switch on, and then you are in a normal mode. And so we have to make a reset. By new one, we will open one cabinet a little bit later, and I will show you the small white button. Yeah, I learned it a few days before I come here, that there's a small button on this board. And when you have to make a reset, I think it's not so very often necessary, but you should know that there's a possibility to make a reset. And before you change the electronic board, for example, test if the reset works also. Yeah? The difference between this electronic and the new electronic is here you have only one part with the touch screen and one part with the electronic board, and complete part, also the display is also one part. it's a little bit more expensive. But new one, you have 3 single parts. You have only the touch foil on side. You can take it away, yeah, and there's only a flat cable, yeah, for connect on the platine or on the board, and you have also a single display, also connected with a flat cable, and then you have the main board. So you have 3 parts which you can change. So it can be possible that only the display is broken, yeah, and though we can replace the display, for example, yeah, or only the outside touch panels are raised or is cut off or something else, and then you can change the pad from outside, yeah, so it's a little bit easier, yeah, and I will show you some details what you can do then, yeah. Okay. Then here, yeah, the press, you see when you give pressure on the cylinder, then we press downwards the top of the channel, and then we pull the side parts, and then we press in the side walls of the channel, and so we reduce the cross section, and then we make a break, and the material should be not able to move. Yeah? This is the principle by a VK press or by a channel baling press. You see here we have the press. What's kind press? Tube? Oh no, tube press. Hopper. Yeah, okay, the press hopper. Here we come in the material once from the FA or from a conveyor belt or by hand. It's possible. In a hopper you will find the light barrier, and when the material interrupt the light barrier, then the press start 1 stroke from behind. Yeah, and you see here we have finished bales in the press chamber, in the press channel. This is the finished bale here, and now this is the new bale coming step by step to the final length. Yeah, and you see here we have the first, second, and so on. And now, for example, the last stroke is the stroke 6. Yeah, you see the material. There's more material as you can compact in the chamber, and therefore we have the knives. Now, when the press ram is coming forward, the material 6 is cutting off, and the material over 6 is number 7 will stay on the press ram table. Yeah, and then we can compact the material under the knife, the number 6, and then this is the final position. And then when we have here this position, and when we have 190 bar, you remember we have the pressure switch, then we open the channel, and then we are able to move the material for this length. Yeah, so we can press the material. When we reach 190 bar, then we open the channel, and then we can move the complete material in the channel forward. And then we reach the final position, the end position of the press ram, and this is also then the position of the strapping process. Yeah? In the front of them you see the wheel. Yeah? You see the single tooth on the wheel, and the part over the wheel should be the proximity switch. And you know, when we have metal in front of the proximity switch, then we get a signal. And when the wheel is turning on the material, one tooth and the other tooth give every time one signal to the switch. And then we can add 43 millimeters, 43 millimeters, and so on. And then we can length the bale. Yeah? You see, with this machine, we make only 50 steps. But it's not 50 millimeters, because 50 means 43 millimeters. So when we choose 500, that's not exactly then 500 millimeters. Yeah, it's only 10 steps, and exactly then 430 millimeters. Yeah. Okay, and then this is the situation you see here. More exactly, we have this position behind the knife. Then we compact the material, and then we have this position with also with a proximity switch. And when we have compact the material here, and then when we reach the 190 bar, then we open the channel, and then we can move the material. And when we move the material, also the cylinder is moving, and then the pressure, you know, decrease. Then, when the pressure decrease, we direct close the channel once again. So the channel is always moving, opening, closing, depend on the pressure. Signal from the switch, open, no signal, close. Yeah, and so when the material is moving, they open and close. Yeah, and so you have to adjust the speed, for example, because when you have 190 bar and when they open complete very soon, very quick, yeah, then the material goes forward directly. So you should make sure that you open very slowly, then the pressure decrease on 180 bars only, and then you close them again. Yeah, so you only make a little bit open, close, a little bit open, so that the material only can move very slowly. And it is important that your top of the press channel is always in a horizontal position. I'm not sure if I told you yesterday, you have to make sure that we are very horizontal with this part, because when your top of the press channel come downwards in the front position, then you have contact with this top of the channel with the side parts. And when the top are laying on the side parts and we have contact metal to metal, then it's not able to move the channel once again. Then you have only contact to the metal and you're not able to press the material. You only press with the top of the side walls, and then you're a very bad bale. Yeah? So you have to make sure that your channel top is always in a horizontal position and you have distance to the side walls for approx 50 millimeters. And you can see it by your machine in your showroom that is very good adjusted, and you have space enough for compact the material and not to press on the side walls. Yeah? And this is only what you can adjust with the screw, yeah, in front of the channel. Yeah? You see it, yeah? And so you have to a little bit feeling what is enough and what is too much. Yeah? These are the hydraulic. We saw this on the machine on the KP18. There were open unit there. I think the positions are clear. Hydraulic unit, but here you see the proximity switches. For example, this is the proximity switch for press ram backwards. When we activated this here, then the press ram goes backwards. This is the switch for control press ram start position. Yeah, this is the next one. 1, 2, 3. This is a separate flag. Yeah, so when the press ram is in start position, one separate flag contacted this switch here. Yeah, and so the machine know, okay, the press ram is in start position, and when we make a new stroke, the monitoring time can count. Yeah, and this flag is for start off press channel adjustment. Yeah, when we reach this position with the flag, and when we have 190 bar, then we open the channel. Okay, so you have to make sure that this switch is fixed on this metal metal tube. It's a kind of metal tube. Yeah, it's fixed with a screw here. Yeah, and though by the maintenance you should control that this part is very fixed. Yeah, because when this part is movable, you have total different signals. Yeah, or you also can damage the switches. And also you should see that this screws and this screws are fixed. Yeah, because this switch should have not more distance to the cam of approx 3 millimeters. Yeah.
Quick question, when that start of press channel adjustment, is that when the press ram is all the way forward?
It's, yeah, when the press ram have leave the knives, just behind the knives, yeah, when we have compact the material, and then we get contact and say, okay, now we are in the position that the press ram is finished with compacting, and then we measure also the pressure, and then we have compact material, and then we want to go in a final position with the press ram, and then we should open the channel, because then it should be able that we move the whole material in the channel. So the signal for adjust the press ram is just, I think, before 20 millimeters no, 200 millimeters before final position. Yeah, because you need this signal for open a channel, and then you should move the material. Yeah.
If there was a problem with that inductive switch, would that cause the channel to close down?
Yep.
And you couldn't push
Okay. Then you get a fault message. Time over.
time?
Time over. Yeah.
Okay.
We can bring it there. No, we can simulate it there because we have no material. Normally, when you close the reduction valve, for example, yeah, and then you see, okay, it's not possible to open the channel, yeah, so, and then you want to compress, yeah, you can compress the material, and then the signal came, okay, I'm in the position for open the press channel, I have more than 190 bar, and now the channel should open that I am able to move the material, yeah, and the channel is closed. You stay in this position and press and press and press, and nothing is moving, yeah, and then the monitoring time is counting, and when the monitoring time is out, you get a fault message, time over, yeah, and so you know that you was able internal monitoring time to reach the final position. The same situation if you have by wheat press. When you are not able to leave the switch internal the monitoring time, then we also get a fault message. I told you yesterday, when you want to adjust the pressure, for example, put away the wire from the switch, bale ready, yeah, then we will press down and we don't get the signal that the press is in the down position, yeah, and this time you can make some adjustment. But after 30 seconds, you get a message, error message, time over. Yeah? And you know, okay, the time over is because I don't have a signal that the press run was in the down position. Yeah? So you get also this message when the switch is broken. Yeah? Or when the cable is loose or cable is damaged. Yeah? Also possible. So when you have to check the switch, the first check is to look on the back side of the switch. When you see green and yellow light, then normally the switch works. But you can be sure that you also get the signal in the main board, because you can have a damaging cable. One cable is okay because you see a light, so one cable have to be okay, but the cable back to the main board can be damaged or can be loose on the contact point.
On the main board, is there an LED that says, that lights up saying that the switch is
On the
on?
LED, on the main board isn't the LED. No, it's. We have to look. I know by some LEDs or by some main boards, by bigger one, we have LEDs. Yeah, by the VK, I think that we have no LEDs by the new main boards here. Yeah, but you can measure the point. Yeah, you can bring a contact to the earth conductor, and then you can measure if you have 24 voltage in and out, for example. Yeah. So you have to check a little bit more in detail. Yeah, you can check visual. The two lights. Normally everything is okay, but it can be possible that you have a damaging cable or a loose contact point. Yeah? Okay. Here you see more in detail the three switches. This both are for press run in the front position, for press run back, and this is the switch for open the adjuster or the channel, and this switch a little bit deeper is only for press run in home or in start position. Yeah, so you have three switches in the back side. Okay, another view here.
So on the shaft,
Yeah,
and you got the sensor bar, and before it'll go home, then it has to break through that
Yeah.
the second barrier,
Yeah.
and then that's when it knows it's pushed as far as it'll go, and then it'll go home.
exactly, exactly. Here you see the counter wheel, yeah, under this covering, and when I lift up them, you saw yesterday, you see the counter wheel here, and on this point is also a proximity switch. You see, you have different proximity switch. smaller one and thicker one. The smaller one means you have to have a smaller contact. By the bigger ones you can have smaller distance. By the bigger ones you can increase the distance a little bit more. Yeah? So it's different power of the switch. Yeah? And you see here, every tooth, these are the tooths, every tooth give a contact signal to the switch, and one to the other tooth is a distance of 43 millimeters. Yeah? And on this machine you see every signal bring 50, not millimeters, only 50. Yeah? That's the main cabinet. You see the power supply, you see some relays, motor protector and circuit breaker, for example. Yeah? The PC board is on the top. Yeah? You saw yesterday you have to go on the knees and look upwards. Yeah? And the main switch. And so there's not more inside. Yeah? And here come in all the switch signals, and it's easy to measure them here, for example. By the new main board, it's not so easy to find a metal contact point with your measurement fingers, from the measurement tool. It's theoretically easy, but in practice, when handout, it's not so easy to find. You have to very thin fingers, for example, to come on the contact point. Yeah, not so easy. Okay, the hydraulic plan, I think it's now clear for you. I told you yesterday that we have the same parts inside. Yeah, we have the motor, we have the pump, we have pressure relief valve, and here you see we adjust this machine on 210 bars. Yeah, so we find all the information here. Then we have the 4 three-way valve, for example. We have a pressure switch, and here you see adjusted on 190 bar, not 160, as we have to do it by our V-presses, because here we need them only for open the channel, not for create bale ready. Yeah? Then we have one cylinder for the main press ram and a second cylinder for the press channel. And you see the difference. The main cylinder have 2 hydraulic hoses, and the cylinder for the press channel have only 1 hydraulic hose. Yeah? I told you yesterday why it's enough. Yeah? Okay, and you see also here a restrictor. This is the restrictor here. This is the small screw between cylinder and the hydraulic hood. And there you can adjust the volume and so the speed open and speed close. Yeah? Okay, and then here we have also normal. It's only a two-way valve, not more. Yeah, special wave. Yeah.
So to adjust that pressure switch,
Yep.
drop the pressure in the cylinder first, the 190 bar.
Yeah.
Check the pressure switch and set that up. Then return to the 210 bar.
Exactly. It's when you have to adjust them, you mean, yeah? When you have to replace, for example, this switch. The same situation if you, I think it will come also a little bit later here in this presentation. When you have to adjust this switch, yeah, you have to reduce your system pressure on the reference pressure. In this case, 190 bar. Then you have a reference 190 bar. And then you have to measure on both points, yeah? Bring the machine in a setup mode on pressure, in a front position, yeah, or take off the switch. Then you can also do it in the normal automatic process. When you don't get a signal, you know, the press ram will stay front in pressure. When the time is over, you get a signal. Okay, you acknowledge the fault signal and press once again, and then you have another 30-second time for make the adjustment.
If you disconnect on this machine, if you disconnect the pressure switch,
not a pressure switch.
well, wouldn't it do the same thing, because it's waiting for that pressure switch to hit 190 before it opens up the RAM? So if you just disconnect the pressure switch on this one, then it's going to just keep compressing until it sees that 190 on the board.
Yeah.
So you could do the same thing with the pressure switch on this one, right?
Okay, you won't be open the press channel when you don't get the signal. It's also possible that you, okay, I think it's also possible. You don't have to disconnect the proximity switch. When you have disconnect the pressure wire from the pressure switch, okay, you don't get the signal that you have okay, it's the same situation. Very good idea. So you will stay in front on pressure. You don't get the signal, and then it's okay, no? But not really. You get the final position. You find the final position. You don't get the signal from the pressure switch, and then when you have the final position, you have also the signal from press ram backwards, and then the machine will go backwards. Okay, so you have to disconnect the signal from the switch, press ram, and foremost position.
But if you're pushing against a bale, and it's not going to be able to open up, so it's not going to be able to slide that forward.
Yeah, but when you reach the switch, bale, and forward position, and you don't have the signal, then you go backwards with the press ram.
Okay.
Right. You can do it with the two-hand operation. Yeah. When you have a colleague or when you have an assistant on site, then you can move them in this two-hand operation, move forward. No, you haven't two-hand, only with one button by this machine. You don't need two-hand, only one button, and then you can make the measurements, because you don't be able to push them on the main board because the hydraulic is too mid on the back side of the machine. So you need an assistant, for example, or you have to do it with a trick. So you leave the signal and then you can work with the automatic mode. Yeah. So, but then you have to make bring the pressure on 190 bar for reference. Yeah. Then to disconnect the both cable from the measurement or from the pressure switch. Yeah. Connect them with your measurement tool, and you will have the signal. And then you have to turn the small screw in the middle so long if you have a contact. Yeah, it's the same situation if you have here. Yeah, so be very carefully by turning the screw. Yeah, and then you will find the point. Go forward, go backward, and you will find exactly the point when you have a contact. Then you may seal wax on it, connect the wire. Be carefully because the wire shoes sometimes are too loose, and you can control when you pull over the rubber. Then sometimes one wire shoe is loose. Then so give sometimes a little bit pressure on the wire shoe that you can fix them very fast. Very fixed. Yeah. Okay. Here you see the pressure settings. Yeah. That's what I told you. Here, see, pull the plug for the press ram backward, and then you don't get a signal. So it's also described what I said, Then here, press the soft key, press ram forward, then the press ram move in the front position, press the soft key stop, and then press the press ram forward once again. Because when you stop, then the time starts counting new, and so you have more time to make the settings. Now you have 20 seconds, not 30, in this case 20-second time to make the adjustment. Otherwise the press ram moved automatically back to the rear position and switched to the fault mode. And the fault mode will display time over. I'm not sure exactly the name. Action. Hands and other bodies parts can be caught because when you are moving backwards, there came the press plate and also the table from the press plate, and it look over the hydraulic components. So when you are working on the hydraulic components, you can be hurt from the press ram table. We will see it on the KP88. I will show it you, which parts are movable over the hydraulic. So you should be very careful when you work on the backside. But you are technician, you are able to do it, and you should know what the risk, and this is your experience. Cancel in the fault and move the press ram in the front position once again, so we can have time enough for make the adjustment. When you get a fault, acknowledge the fault and press once again. Okay, these are the same positions you see here. On the right hand side is the old switch, and the new switch look like this one, and this is the same part which we have by represses. So it's how it works, but we did it yesterday in detail.
On the old version, since it's the square style, is there still only two, like when it's pulled away, is there still only two
There's also,
contacts that
yeah,
you can see in there, or is it?
yeah.
is
It's
it
also, yeah, you
like
have to pull off the plug, and
Yeah.
you see also a screw where you can make the adjustment. It's the same situation. Yeah, but I have no detailed pictures how it looks under the plug. Yeah. We can pull the plug, I'm not sure. And about a new one is also the new pressure switch. I think you
I
have,
think that's the old switch. On that KP88 back there, it's the old one here.
Yeah.
It has a screw sticking out. It's
Yeah.
not an Allen wrench.
okay. But on the KP88 or the KP80, I saw also the new one. Yeah. But we can go outside.
They're probably
At 11 o'clock we have also go outside, and then we can look to some different details on the machines once again. Yeah. Okay. So the hydraulic block, and it's not easy. That when you're working here, the table from the press ram will covering this part here, and so it move over the hydraulics. And when you're looking here, you can be hurt from the part of the press ram table. Yeah. So you should be careful. This is the press channel. You see this screw here. Close the valve on the press ram, cylinder completely, and open it again at most by approx 180. Yeah, so it's very not turn heavy. So only close it complete, and then only turn a little bit, and then it's mostly enough. Yeah. And then there's a small screw on the side here, and then when you have make the adjustment, fasten the screw that no operator play on this part once again. Yeah. So fasten the screw is a very small screw, yeah, and fasten them so it's not able to move them once again, because some operator try to do something and don't know what they do. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
That's super critical.
Yeah.
That probably would have helped my Texas problem.
Our technicians remove normally the complete part here. Yeah? There's a screw on top. They open the screw and remove complete the part and bring it in the main board, yeah? on the cabinet, for example. And so it's not possible to play on the screw. Yeah? But normally it's not allowed because it's the machine from our customer. We can't replace some parts there. But sometimes when you discuss with the head of this department, say, okay, I remove this part here and I bring it in the main cabinet. You know, there's the part, but it's not good for you when your guys can play on this screw. Yeah. Okay, that is the part where we see the tape. You see the tape roller. You see also the tape brake. Yeah. And I told you yesterday that we have to insert the tape. Yeah. In this case here under the bottom of the machine, coming here out, and then lay or put the rest of tape on the channel, on top of the channel. Yeah. And then it's important, close the brake. Yeah. And then when the bale move, we only take tape from this side here, not from the roller. Yeah. So we need a lot of tape of this part here. Yeah. And the longer the bale, the longer you have to make reserve tape on the channel. Yeah.
And you don't like to make a mistake there. You
No.
want to help funny.
Yeah.
You don't want to come up short.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you see here when the bale is drawing, yeah, the tape comes from the top side, and you see the bale is round the bale. The tape is round the bale. Yeah. And now you want to strap the bale. Bale is finished here. Then you have to open this tape brake, and then you will catch this tape from the bottom side and bring it up to the top, and then you can make the knock. And therefore you need material, new material from the roller, and so the roller should be able to move. Yeah. And here you see how it works then. you catch the tape with the needle from the bottom side, pull it up, and then you have the loop, and then you have to make the knock with this or with the other side. Yeah, you should make the knock with this part here, but some operators make also the knock on this side and are wondering why when it not works very well. Yeah, so make the knock here, cut off the part, and the new tape then bring on the channel. Yeah, and then I think it takes for 3 knocks only 2 minutes when you are trained a little bit. Yeah? And then be sure that you close the brake once again. Okay? KP88. So we can do everything on this machine. Yeah? You know the hydraulic, you know also the mechanic, you know the parts on the press ram, what you have to do, that the press ram is every time in a very, very good condition and no movement here, because when you have the movement, then you have to replace a little bit later the whole cylinder.
So when you are doing like the adjustments on the side guides and stuff, do you do that with the press ram in the home position or in the extended position? Where's the best access for that?
I normally think in this case the best position is in the home position, and you can reach all the positions. Yeah, yeah. Otherwise, to have to replace the top of the press ram, there's a table of press ram, then you can come inside. You also can work from the press hopper side, but it's not so huge. Yeah, so small technicians can come in, and some other guys have a little bit problem. So you have to bring with a young assistant and say, okay, jump in and make the adjustment there. Yeah,
No problem.
yeah. That's a problem by smaller channels. For example, we have here only channel 500 by 500. By big VK presses, there's no possible. You can open the table of the press ram and you can stay inside. Yeah. Depend on the dimensions, yeah, and you have to find the best situation. You have to look from the back side and say, okay, what's the best situation to reach the screws from the back side, or you have opened them, and sometimes you have to replace also the machine, yeah, because you don't come in. We can look there. You can't come in the press because you have the parts from the FA 500, so you have to replace or to remove the FA 500, okay. And so you have to decide: is it better to come from the back side, or want to come from the top side? Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally, it's not so often necessary that you replace some parts. You should only control them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're in a good position. Then you don't have to do something. Yeah. But you have to make sure that the press ram don't be able to move inside the press channel. Sidewards and upwards. Upwards is more risky, yeah, because then you can crash the knives, and it makes no fun. I saw one time as we crashed a knife by VK88 with 80 tons. You can imagine what happened then.
It was a big break.
Yeah, yeah.